Today's story called The Grumpy Wombat's Heroic Act. Gary, the wombat, growled as he trudged through the bush, his bag filled with an assortment of human trinkets. Despite the cheerful chirps and chatter of the other bush animals, Gary remained angry, withdrawn into himself. The other animals watched Gary from a distance, their curious eyes following his every move. There was Karen the kangaroo, Lenny the rock wallaby, and funny old Galah. They all thought his anger and strange habits made him a bit unique, but they couldn't help but wonder about his mysterious ways. Gary was wandering around the bush, picking up strange human trinkets, and making weird and wonderful tools in his wombat den. All the children were a little afraid of Gary, and the parents told them to stay away from the mysterious and strange wombat. Gary's favorite contraption was a water cart that sprayed water from the creek into the air like an inverted waterfall. No one knew why, and they were all too afraid to ask. Suddenly, the smell of smoke was emitted, and then fires swept through the jungle, leading to a state of madness and the animals fleeing in search of shelter. As the fire approached, the parents realized that their children were trapped in the path of the fire. Without a moment's hesitation, Gary rushed toward the fire. His angry demeanor was replaced with resolute courage as he headed straight towards danger. When the fire passed their shelter, Gary remained at the entrance, ready to defend his new companions. The angry wombat became their unlikely hero. As the fire got closer and closer, Gary knew there was only one thing that would save them: the water wagon. Gary sprang into action, threw the hose into the creek, jumped on the bright, bent sticks he had attached to the pump he had made out of jewelry, and began pumping up and down. Water flowed from the end, and in a short time the fire was extinguished, and a strange smoke filled the air. One by one, parents crept out of tree trunks, holes and burrows to look for the children, afraid that the fierce fire had taken them, but unable to see because of the thick smoke. As the smoke cleared, there was much wonder and excitement, as there was angry Gary with all the children, standing at the entrance to his burrow, looking in awe at Gary and his pump. Gary, still angry, found himself surrounded by curious animals, children, and parents alike. They waited, hoping that he would open up and share his story. And when Gary remained quiet, the children couldn't wait any longer and asked a million questions, hoping to get a glimpse into Gary's life, why he was so angry, and how new he was about making such wonderful things. Gary, being Gary, just complained and didn't say much. Thus, the jungle animals learned an important lesson: everyone has a story, and sometimes the angriest have the most heroic hearts. As for Gary, he continued collecting human trinkets, only now he had a group of curious friends watching him do it.
Subscribe for more.